Okay, welcome back to the channel. So, unedited video, I'm going to jump back and forth. May not even understand myself when I watch it back, but anyway. So, why do I think graphite is the best place to invest now? I'll explain why. So, to explain graphite, I'll go to lithium. So, 2018, CXO ASX, could have bought this company for 8 cents, 6 cents, roughly a 20x, probably a bit less. Oh, you didn't get 20x, only 15? Well, you made a lot of money. So, CXO, they're going to get out of the ground for this much per ton. This is lithium spodumene, which goes on to make lithium hydroxide, which goes into the Tesla, and sell it for this much. Guess how much a year or two later this sells for? $5,668. $5,000 more than they thought here. Then I did the sum on this, just rough figures. $865 million a year after they spent this much capex. Maybe that went a bit higher. Another thing, capex, if you're near a city, near existing roads, infrastructure, workforce and all that, you have a nice capex like this, only 89 million Australian. Now they're going to make $865 million USD. So just crazy, they spent this little amount of money, now they're printing money. That's why it's gone like this. And it's just crazy, So, that's lithium. Lithium's gone up in price because it went to shortfall. Graphite, do research, type it in. They expect shortfall 2025, 2026. They think the shortfall's already happened a bit. So who knows, it might happen faster than you think. It might happen midway this year that, oh, they ran short and the graphite price starts rising up. Then what happens when the graphite price rises up? The share price rises up. So basically you want to find a graphite company like CXO who didn't have to spend much money, therefore didn't have to raise money, diluting the share price. So yeah, that's what you can find. Low capex, they can spend $100 million and make, well, look at, they're making $865 million. They make half of that, $500 million, or even less than that. They only have to spend 189 Australian dollars, so even less American. Just crazy. So I might start here with graphite company. So graphite might not go lithium that crazy, but it might go to some extent. And right now we could be in the phase here of 2021, and then this is the shortfall of 2025 with graphite, in my hopeful opinion. So basically this company, Mason Graphite, can make money, but it's got a big capex. All these companies are saying they can spend maybe 50 million, make $50 million a year, and then when the demand kicks in, they can spend more money, and they don't have to dilute. They can do a smaller project first and then expand, not diluting the share price. People like Mason Graphite, the middle of nowhere, need to build a big power line. They need to go all out, so that's why they need to do a big project, and raise a lot of money at the start. But I prefer a nice little low capex one, like my beloved ITM. So ITM, if you didn't know, they've got this small resource, like a 10-year mine life, drilled out so many times that they can have a JORC resource on it. And then they got this one here, and they got another one like this, not over here this way, which has got 268 million tons. So it's like a times 10, 26. So they got like a 50-year mine life there, and 50-year mine life on the other one. Huge. Thing is, they haven't drilled this out enough to call it a JORC resource yet. They've drilled it a few times and they've hit graphite on the magnetic reading. So when you drill it more times, what do you think you're going to hit? Probably more graphite. So that's them. It's not being confirmed, but I don't know why. Next month they're going to announce hitting drilling, and the market's going to shoot up 30%. But you already knew now what they're going to hit, didn't you? Didn't you? So, and who knows, the market could freak out, crazy crash for no reason, it could go lower and you could lose your money. That's the risk you take. But I take it, in years to come, take in mind the neighbor RNU and the ASX, basically pretty close to them, done more drilling, done raising, done all the stuff to get near production, is now at $600-700 million. So that's how I see ITM going. Drill, confirm, offtake partner goes up 30%, raise money, free loan from the government, and this then becomes a $500 million share. Graphite shortfall hits, $1 billion, boom. So that's my number one pick, iTech Minerals. I probably shouldn't tell this because I actually want to buy more. I really should have bought more here, and I could not buy more waiting for it to go down. It could even go up, and I should have bought because it was a pretty decent price now, even though it could go down more. So you never know what's going to happen, but I'd say in 3 years it's going to be worth quite a bit more, although freakish things could happen. That's ITM. So second pick, VCR on the ASX. So this company had a working mine in Ukraine. Fortunately, it's gone to war, but say Ukraine war stopped, they could get that mine working again, make $30 million a year, spend little money because the existing mine, upgrade it, make $100 million a year, little money spent. That's in Ukraine. Then they got this one in Africa, Tanzania, where they can spend $50 million, make $50 million a year, and then do the $200 million project, and make $200 million a year for 20 years because they had a huge mine life. Yeah, that's VRC, one I like. There is a lot of other companies like this as well. For some reason I just like this one, not sure why. And they got downstream in America happening. And then this IG6, whose mine life is probably just as low as you want to go. They might have a 20-year mine life, 30-year mine life at 100 million tons, 100,000 tons per annum. So low side for resource in the ground, but they're getting out of the ground, putting it into balls, and then coating it all themselves in-house. So if they get that right, they should go well. I think the Australian government will help them out as well. So a few good picks there. They're not 21 million. I'd buy a lot more at 21 million. They're about 30 million now. So yeah, that's the thing. And then we'll go through a few honorable mentions. Trident Minerals, pretty much the same in Mozambique. They can do pretty well. Take in mind, all these companies, they could spend 20 million on drilling and like really boost these tons in the ground if they wanted to. Right now, there's no point. That's a waste of money because it would just be diluting the share price. So Trident Minerals had this big one here, Mozambique. Look at all those tons. But guess what? The lease ran out and they couldn't renew it. Mozambique screwed them over. So that's for them. Magnus, pretty good, but I rang them. I was going to invest in them years ago. Rang them up. The guy answered the phone. Didn't answer questions. He's like, didn't know what he's talking about. He wouldn't answer because he didn't know what he's talking about, I'm pretty sure. So they red flagged them. And they always come up with red flags in the news. Saw something about them. Don't care. I don't like investing in $300 million companies anyway. Vault Resources, talk about them, good. Don't know about these ones. Renascor, as I said, good low capex, but why buy Renascor when you can buy the one that's going the same place as Renascor, ITM, in my opinion. Although Renascor could still go very well, and ITM could fall off a cliff. It's all a risk. Sovereign Minerals, or a big company, low capex, low opex. BlackRock, 150 million, pretty good, not for me though. Battery Minerals, Zara, already a big company, printing money, and they'll print more money once it comes in. Metals Australia, I think they've got a power line going through their property, but Canada seems to have a high capex, like Mason Graphite, middle of nowhere. They need to go all out because they have to build a big power line to get power to their property. Talga, really good company, probably the best one, but share price too high for me. I see better X's investing in something lower that can become the next Talga. Though these guys are the best. They got hydroelectricity, good huge mine life and grade. They're right near where the graphite's ending up in Europe. Like it'll go to the battery factory, then the car makers, not traveling so far overseas, etc. Yeah, so I'll just go through slides, see what I can say. Vault Resources, Mason Graphite. Ooh, that's my own video. Yep, so that's MPV 10 billion. So they spend I think it's 1.4 billion, and then they make 500 million a year. And then if graphite kicks in, they might make $1 billion a year. Who knows? But guess what? That's 500,000 tons, and we need 2 million in 2025 and 4 million. So there could be room for them to come in, and a lot of other companies as well. Take in mind, they can't just, once this demand hits and they don't have it there, they can't just turn the mine on. They need to like do all the stuff. So that's when the price probably goes up as well. Not sure if I did this, but this average, your Tesla, $70 per kilo equals $700 for the Tesla. But apparently they wasted the battery factory, and only half it gets into the battery first go or something. Not sure. So it could be more. Graphite, roughly $1,000 for your Tesla. So yeah, room to grow there. Like, it's not going to go without the graphite, so you need to pay more. If it's going to be 3,000, you're just going to have to pay 3,000. It's not ridiculous. So that's why I think it's room to grow there. So quickly on graphite, get out of the ground for $500. And then you need 2 of the tons out of the ground, make it into balls. You lose 1 ton, so you're left with 1 ton of speared stuff. That's costing you $2,000 because it's $1,000 in electricity and machinery, plus the 2 tons of this cost you $1,000. And then you code it as well, so you need buy one of these $2,000 tons and spend $2,000 on it to be $4,000, and then you might be able to sell it for $10,000 today's prices, and if a shortfall comes in, maybe $20,000, and that will equal 20,000, or 10,000 will equal $1,000, 20,000 will equal 2,000. You get the idea. So keep going now. CXO, just crazy. Spent this much, and they're now going to make 5 times that in 1 year, and people are lapping it up. We got Pill Minerals, like, they're going to expand this plant. So they sold, do the sums on this yourself, they sold, this is on a quarter, this is a quarter sales. So you times that by 4, and then times that by this price. It's just crazy. I think it was like 3 billion when I did the thing. That's the cost there. So they're making over $5,000 a ton on average. This many tons. Just the next Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia was big on oil. Australia, WA, hard rock. We're the new Saudi Arabia. Global Lithium, pretty good one. They'll become the next Pilbara Minerals, maybe. Yeah, they might be the next producer to come online in about 2-3 years time. Keep going here. A lot of demand. Sara Resources already selling graphite out of the ground. 1.5 billion. Wouldn't buy them because I think it's better returns buying a smaller company. So I'll leave that at that. Thanks for watching. Honorable mentions. This little company is next to that big one I said that can do 500,000 tons per year in Canada. And guess where are they? They're only $6.57 million. We're even less, like $3 million. Think about these. They're in the middle of nowhere, so capex might be high. So chance to get in production a little bit lower. The graphite goes crazy. People just go crazy over anything graphite. So this could shoot up. I think it did shoot up like for no reason, like 44 cents, like 4 times your money, and it's not even near production. So that's a 10x from there. So so they're just going to sit on ice now because they don't want to raise money, dilute the share price. So they'll just wait for the demand, I suppose, before drilling more, I think. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and let me know any companies you think. I think I've seen them all, but keep sending them my way. Oh, another honorable mention, didn't mention, is this one, high grade, in the country next to China. So China's buying all this graphite so they can go well. High grade, massive resource. I was holding off buying this one down at 24 cents. Oh, maybe I can get it lower, and it shot up and I missed out. So yeah, and it's not 26 million, it's like 50 million, I believe. Take in mind, my beloved ITM doesn't use any acid to get there, do their process. These guys need to use acid. 54 million, but still pretty good. Still like my beloved ITM more. So that's it for this video, and see you in the next one.